Everybody, welcome to Come On Ref. I'm your host, Harlynn Bush, and I'm with,
Ben Parsons.
and we're gonna talk about some Browns and Cavs today. But let's like switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about Browns, then let's go straight to the Cavs. You know, not, it's not much to really talk about. I'm not mad. I'm happy. I'm in a great mood. Browns finally won. Great game. Deshaun Watson looked nice. So, what's your take, man? What's your take
Yeah,
on it?
no, I think this kind of what everyone expected. Well, maybe not everyone, but this is what I expected. He had a rough first game, and then he finds his groove and looks like his old self again. And the plays he's made after that first game, the last two games, he's been looking like his old self again. And I think he's only gonna continue to get back to his old self. It sucks that we only have, I'm pretty sure, two games left, right when he's finally hitting
Right.
his stride.
Yeah, 2 games. We got
Because
the
I think
Saints.
if we would have had him at the beginning of the season, we would have had a better record right now. Because I think he'd be able to close out those games for us. Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's just it's unfortunate. That's where we're at right now, but it's looking good. For next season to see him like hitting his stride again, so we know he can be his elite self again. You don't have to have that question going into the off season. We know now, like yes, he can get back to his old self. He is still an elite quarterback, so you don't really got much to worry about. Unlike like a team like the Broncos, who like Russell Wilson's just nowhere even near elite anymore. Like he's just bad.
Baker Mayfield,
Yeah. Well, Baker led that game winning drive somehow for the Rams.
man. Yeah, I don't know
A
what.
98-yard
I
drive.
think he was on. I think he was on some pills or something.
I think that was his only other game winning drive before that, I think, came against the Bengals when Donovan Peoples Jones had that touchdown. But yeah, no, I think Deshaun's gonna be just fine. This is literally what I expected to happen. He has his rough first game and hits his stride again. That's pretty much what he's been doing. He's been making, for the most part, the right throws, the right plays. Like I said in the past, his I think his biggest like plus to us is his mobility, like his vision of the pocket, to his awareness in the pocket, like to be able to escape sacks and all that. You've seen that a lot these past couple weeks of him get out of a lot of like bad situations in the pocket and be able to either throw it away or find a check down or something. And with Jacoby, you didn't really see much of that. And I knew this from the beginning that was gonna be a huge like help to us to be able, his ability to extend plays is that's what's gonna take us, I think, to the next level, that a lot of people don't realize how much that really helps when your quarterback can extend plays, because it not just have to take the sack and like during the season Jacoby take a sack, boom, now it's like 2nd and 17 and we're already behind the sticks, when Deshaun might be able to get out of that and find a check down or at least throw it away. And so I think we're gonna be just fine. And that for, I don't know if it's him or something, but for some reason the defense has been coming to play these last few
And
weeks.
that's what I was about to get to. Do you think Joe Woods is still going to be here, even though it was a rough
Yeah,
12-game start
I
with that
mean,
defense?
I I
I mean,
honestly don't know. I guess we'll have to see how they play these final two games. Again, against the Bengals, they didn't have their best game defensively, but at the same time, like that is the Bengals. Like they are in the AFC. I think it's either going to be them or the Chiefs in the Super Bowl this year. I think the Bengals might be able to pull it out again the way they're looking right now, because they've really been hitting their stride these past couple of weeks. So you can't really be mad that you didn't play your best defensive game against them, because, in my opinion, they're probably going to make it to the Super Bowl in the AFC. I think they could beat out. I don't think the Bills are going to get there. Yeah, I think the Bills are just going to do what they do every year. They have a great regular season, get to the playoffs, and they can't win the big game. And I think that's what's going to happen to them this year. And I think it's going to be might be a rematch, Chiefs and Bengals, but the Bengals, I think overall the Bengals are the more complete team, but
mhm.
you can never count out Patrick Mahomes, because
Oh no, you
he
could
always
never.
finds a way. But back to your question with Joe Woods, I honestly I honestly have no idea if he'll still be there. Because if they play good these last 2 weeks, he's making a strong case for him to stay. Because other than yeah, they didn't play the best against the Bengals. Like I said, I mean, that was just really if you watch that game, that was just Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is going off, and they do that against everyone. That's not really much you can do to stop that duo. They're just elite.
And what gets me is they'll play like these man cover defenses, right? Then they'll say, "Oh, we're coming along, we're coming along well." Why do they not play like this at the beginning of the season and going into zone, cloud, all that? Just play man up like y'all been doing these last few games. Like I don't get it. Like, is he confused?
Well, I think, like I said too, I think
He was trying some new stuff.
I don't even think it was that. Like I said, I think it was something else off the field that was affecting everything there because the defense had a great year last year. And like we said multiple weeks now, it's pretty much the same team out there. I mean, now we're really injured right now. That linebacker crew is on like their fifth starting linebacker. The Browns are just super injured right now on defense, mainly that linebacker crew. But it's pretty much that same defense out there. So it was really, and we got the same defense coordinator. So there's really no reason for them not to be good. That's why I think it was something off the field that was the public just didn't know about. It was something inside that locker room. And also, like I said too, I think Deshaun Watson coming back was gonna also help the defense without people really realizing that because it gives them that boost. When you see the offense out there making big plays and Deshaun Watson extended drives and giving the defense more time to rest, it gives them like more energy for when they go out there. Other than like, I mean, yeah, like don't get me wrong, Jacoby did what we expected him to do. Like, but he just there's a lot of times during games where the Browns offense was just through the like second and third quarter, they're just be non-existent, and they're going three and out, three and out, three and out, and that's gonna just tire out your defense. The defense like has no energy. If they just keep seeing the offense go three and out, they're like, man, we keep stopping them, but what are we gonna do? Our offense can't score, and so I think Deshaun coming back did give that defense a boost because he's made a lot of great plays these past couple weeks, and it gets everyone excited. But I don't know what to do about Joe Woods if they play good these last couple weeks.
Yeah, that's a conversation they need to have because it's frustrating, man. Like we was really good last year, so our expectations is okay. We're gonna be decent again this year with a little additions of Perry on and Brian, the Wild Man, whatever his name is. Um, I thought they was gonna be fantastic this year. You know, especially what we seen from Martin Emerson in the preseason. I'm like, oh yeah, the defense gonna hold it down until Deshaun get back. They did not. They did not. We look like one of the worst teams in the NFL, and it's crazy because when I look at the mock drafts, I look at that second Houston Texans pick. The pick used to be at 5. They used to have 2 and 5. So we was bottom 5 at one point in time.
Yeah, that is right. We don't get a first rounder this
Yeah.
year. That sucks.
Yeah. I look at like where we finished.
Dang, that sucks. I forgot we don't get our first rounder this year.
Yeah. We're gonna get our first rounder this year, next year, and the year after.
We gave up 4 first rounders.
Yeah. 3.
3. I thought it started last year. I'm pretty sure it started last year.
No.
We didn't get a first round pick last year. I think it started last year.
We traded our first round pick last year.
I thought that was included in the Deshaun trade because we traded for Deshaun in like March or April.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the first rounder started last year.
Yeah,
so I think this is our second year.
This is our second year. Yep.
So next year will be his third, and then we'll get one. But man, that sucks when we don't get a first round. I hate that so much. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was worth at the end of the day, but I just hate that
because how I do it, I look at like where we was picking. Even if we didn't get Deshaun Watson, I still think the Browns would have made the playoffs this year with a healthy Baker Mayfield, with an Amari Cooper type receiver, and if Jarvis would have stayed, that would have been oh my goodness, bro. Then you just build up on that defense with them picks, get another receiver like you would have probably got Garrett Wilson, and he's a stud.
Yeah,
you know. So
It'll be, I don't know. The Browns' defense is definitely going to be their biggest question heading into off season. That's what you're going to see all the Brown shows talking about after that last game when they say what's the biggest question for the Browns and all that. So everyone's going to be saying the defense. I mean, that's pretty much all it is. The offense is pretty set in stone for next year already. You're probably not going to see many changes. I mean,
We might add another receiver.
they might, but I don't even know if they'll do that because I mean, Donovan Peoples Jones and Amari Cooper are good enough. I would say Amari Cooper is what Donovan Peoples Jones proved this year. He's good enough to be your second receiver.
Yeah, but
So
that third, we need that third.
and they might rely on hoping that David Bell develops through the off season or Anthony Shorts. I mean,
No.
he had a terrible first beginning of the season, but then right before he got hurt, of course, you seen him hit a few big plays. He had that touchdown, and I don't know if they rely on him though, because I think he's way too inconsistent.
I like number 12 and number 17. I like Baldwin and I like Wood.
Yeah, I also think they might not be so big on getting a third receiver because you got David Njoku still too, who he really
He's
took
really,
off this year. So I think between him, Cooper, and Donovan Peoples Jones, I don't think a receiver will be really too like one of their major focuses. They might if they could find a like veteran. I think they might look for a veteran slot guy for next year to try and help them. But I don't think they'll go after any like big name targets or anything. They might just look for a veteran who could help. But if they don't get one, they won't get one. But I definitely, I mean, I think it could help adding a slot. But I think that's probably towards the bottom. The offense is probably towards the bottom of the list of their focus right now. And offensive line wasn't really that bad this year. I mean, besides the center position, we're on like a fourth string center right now.
I feel like Andrew Barrett's gonna play chess with this roster. Like you got Kareem Hunt, right? That was looking for a big contract. What's gonna happen with
I
that?
think he's gone.
I think so
I
too.
think he's gone.
We're gonna see more Jerome Ford come in and play, and Dearness Johnson, and
They wanted Kareem to prove himself this year, and all he did this year was really prove that
he won it out. That
he's.
was it.
But not even just that. I think he's just getting old. I mean, he's been in the league
He
a
came
little
out the
while.
same.
He came out, I think, like 2 years before Nick Chubb or something like
a
that.
year before. Yeah.
But he also was on the same level as Nick Chubb. But you seen this is the first year where you really see Nick Chubb taking a lot of the carries. All the past years they split it almost evenly. This year you're really seeing Nick Chubb just he's really took probably like 90% of the load this year. You see Kareem every now and then now,
And
and I think like there's no way that he wanted that big contract before this season. So I mean, in a way, they told him prove it to them this year if he wants that contract. This was his contract year to prove to them. I think he's gonna be going after this season.
I think they're gonna tell him to sign the tender so that they can come to a conclusion. But if he signs that tender, I think they're gonna trade him.
Yeah, I don't think he has probably many years left in the league. I mean, I don't know.
Both of them don't, because the way Nick Chubb is gone, and somebody was telling me like Todd Gurley and Nick Chubb are identical type running backs. Remember when Todd Gurley came in the league?
Yeah, but I think I don't know.
Todd Gurley was up there. He was top two, top three running backs when he was with the Rams, man. But they ran him like 300 times a year, every year. And I don't want that to happen to Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
So
I think Nick Chubb's got at least.
3 more years.
I give him probably 3 more elite seasons before you might see him start to take start on his slope down. But I think he's got at least 3 more elite in him. For sure, 2 more elite, but I think he could
Squeeze out one more.
I think he's got at least 3 more elite seasons. And what this is his how many years has he been in? 3 or 4? Is this his
Baker.
fourth?
He came in when Baker.
So is this his fourth?
Fourth, yeah. Fourth year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he probably got 2 more. The life expectancy of a running back is the maximum like six years.
Backs, that sucks because you probably don't got him anymore.
Yeah.
That sucks. That's the thing I hate about running backs so bad. Like man, like they're just you.
They take the they take
I get
they
like
take the most beating.
yeah, I get like why their body wears down so much of them, but it just sucks. Like man, like you really only got a good running back for really could just be for a year. Some running backs just have their one hit wonder season. So you see that with a lot of running backs. Honestly, they go
Mhm.
off one year and then the next year.
Jonathan Taylor, for example, Jonathan Taylor, he was the best back in the NFL last year. What is he doing this year?
I don't know. Is he injured this year or not? I think he might have got injured, but overall, you see a lot of one hit wonders in running backs. Obviously, Nick Chubb wasn't that.
Isaiah
He's
Crowell
elite,
was.
but yeah, you see a lot of one hit wonder running backs. A lot every year. There's one running back who just breaks, who just somehow has a great season.
Like the running back for the Raiders. He has never been good.
Oh yeah, isn't he the one leading the league
He's
in
leading the
rushing?
league in
Yeah,
rushing.
he
He
just
never led the league in rushing or
yeah,
came
no,
close to it, and he's doing dynamite this year.
yeah.
Looking like Adrian Peterson.
I hope that they develop Gerald Ford. I
I
hope.
think Jerome Ford. Did you watch his college tape?
No, I didn't watch much of him.
Go when you get home, watch his college highlights. He reminds me of Reggie Bush, man.
Reggie Bush.
Yes, he
But
was nice.
well, I don't know what we're gonna do with Dearness Johnson, because he's good enough. He can go start somewhere, and he's been on our bench for a while now. So he's just wasting right now. And so I
Right.
think in this offseason they're either gonna tell him like, look, we're gonna let you have that second spot next year, or we're gonna give it to Jerome Ford, and whatever one they I mean, if they decide to throughout the offseason go with Jerome Ford as our second running back, because I think Kareem is pretty much guaranteed gone,
And
then
we
I
picked him
think
in the third round, didn't we?
who Jerome Ford,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that.
we picked him in the third round. So I was
I
like,
think if they don't, if they tell Dearness Johnson like, look, we're going his way, then they'll probably let Dearness Johnson go somewhere because he deserves a chance. He's been with us for a while, and every game he's needed to step up. When we had injuries, he stepped up, so
right.
he deserves a shot somewhere. If they don't give him that second spot next year, but I'd like to see him on our team. But if Jerome Ford's ready, then he's ready. I guess we haven't seen much of it, but
Yeah, just on kickoff
unless
returns.
yeah, unless you just try and unless you just give it to Dearness Johnson and then maybe try and run them both, see who's doing better next season, and whoever's doing better after the first few games gets that spot.
Right. Right.
It'll definitely. I don't know. There's a lot of questions with the Browns, as there always is. I think our offense is. I mean, you got a winning offense. You can win with the offense we have right now, but that defense is what's big in the question. Their main focus heading into the offseason has to be
D-line.
the D line, but I think it might even have to be. Well, I don't know because our linebackers were just pretty injured. I don't know. I don't know who you would upgrade on the linebacker though, because I mean
I think
Jeremiah is good.
Taki had an amazing year.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. And what's his name? Anthony Walker wasn't bad. He was just injured. He just got injured, but that linebacker crew, you just kept
And
seeing them.
Phillips.
Yeah, so I don't. Maybe they don't make any upgrades.
I don't see them upgrading that room. That room is young and they ready.
Yeah,
So
with that, they definitely have to get a made interior defensive lineman.
yes, we'll carry on.
They
A
gotta get
veteran.
something. Jordan Elliott didn't look too bad.
No.
He had a few. He's young. He's still really young. I think this is only his second year, but he had. I think he could develop into something. He had some good plays this year.
And Perrion. Perrion had a half a sack. I seen him back there stopping the run and getting back there.
Yeah. So that's the question too. Do you like? What do you do? Do you go and get a guy, or do you try and let these young guys develop? Because I think that's what they were hoping for this year, is that those young guys would step up, but it just doesn't look like they're ready yet. But I think Jordan Elliott is going to be good. I think he's just still working towards it. So I definitely would not get rid of him. Next year, man, who knows? Next year might be his breakout season, but they got to do something. I think they should just go get a veteran guy for that middle and just let him work in with the young guys next year and hope that he adds a big presence because there was really no pressure.
Sheldon Richardson.
Sheldon Richardson.
We need you back. Yeah. Teach
Who
these
is-
young pups how to be dogs, man.
It was
sure.
they need something for sure because our I'll tell you right now the main focus needs to be the run defense. Whatever they need to do to stop the run, they need to fix that in this offseason because we got ran over all season long by every single team we faced. They ran it right down that middle, and that's going to come from our defensive line, interior pressure. But man, whatever they need to do, that right there needs to be our main focus heading into the offseason. Fix your freaking run defense because it was bad this year. We're probably the worst run defense I think in the league.
We are.
It was bad.
Because who was the worst? I think it was New England. Was like one of the worst running.
There was a lot of worse running teams that went off against this year.
Yeah.
The Falcons, I remember the one drive they ran every single play and they scored. Like you had a lot of bad running teams and they just ran right down our throats. And so that has to be, I think that has to be your main focus heading into the offseason. Fix your run defense because they cannot, like, if this happens next year, it's just going to be bad again. You got to stop the run if you want a shot at winning. You have to. And we still can't do it. We can't do it for the life of us. So that has to be our main focus going into the offseason, I think, is our run defense.
Take a page from the Eagles. Look at all the defenses. They got like 5 defensive tackles. They rotate them. 5 great defensive tackles. They got Davis. They got Fox. They got Sue. They got Hargraves. I'm like,
they have to. They got it. That right there, I'd say, should be number one heading into the offseason. Get whatever you need to fix the run defense. Whoever you need to go get them. Do whatever, something. But that run defense was non-existent this year, and that cannot happen.
I feel like if we had a dominant line, defensive line, all across the board, saying we getting pressure, right? Even up the middle, I think our defensive backs would look better.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they didn't look, besides those miscommunications, they didn't look bad. I mean, Martin Emerson is looking like he's going to develop into a top tier. Well, I don't know if he'll get over Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward's still Denzel Ward. But
you think he'll be better than Newsom?
He might be. I mean, Newsom, he's pretty good too, but Martin Emerson he really took a big leap this year for a rookie, especially. He's looking really good right now. So honestly, I'm not really too mad at it. The secondary, I don't think it's. I mean, you got Newsom, Ward, and Emerson. I mean, those are.
And Grant Delpit been ball. He's our leading tackler.
He finally started hitting his stride and stepping up after those first few games, and a lot of people don't
realize.
They forget that like he's still young because he got hurt. What was it, last season or the season before that? One of the seasons that
he sat out the whole year.
He sat out, so he's still young.
And last year they worked.
I think this is only his second real season, so he's still young.
This is his first season start.
Yeah, so he's still like really young. So a lot of people you forget that because he was injured all the one season. So in that LSU he was a playmaker. So he can be. He was on that. He was on that championship team.
Yeah, he got 2 picks this year.
So I think he'll be fine. And I mean, John Johnson. I heard someone say something about him, but I mean, I don't think he's really done. I think he's been okay. I think our problem has been we can't. One, I don't know why they had those miscommunications earlier in the season. I don't know where that was coming from.
We're not a zone coverage team.
But I think that was also coming from us not being able to stop the run. They're so worried about the run, and it would cause problems in the pass defense because they're trying to sell out on the run now because we can't stop the run. And then you got a lot of one-on-ones out there and stuff. So I think that run defense ultimately just carried even into the secondary because they're so worried, we can't let another big run happen and then a big pass happens and people get miscommunicated. Everything just kept happening. So I think that run defense honestly was the fault to our defense this year and definitely has to be the main focus.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, let's pivot a little bit. That was a lot of Browns info, wasn't it?
We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about a team that will make the playoffs. That's on the streak. Best team in the NBA right now. To me, got the best player, second best player in the NBA right now. Donovan Mitchell. Spider.
Mitchell.
Do you think he can win MVP?
I don't think they'll give it to him. I don't think they will because I don't know. I feel like they might end up giving it to like
Luca?
nah. I think they might end up giving it to like Ja or something this year.
Ja.
Yeah, I think they might.
Ja been playing out his mind.
But he's been out of his mind the past couple of seasons. Ja is one of a kind. I always say he's what Derrick Rose would have been if Derrick Rose never got injured.
That's what I wanted in the draft.
What, Ja?
Yeah,
I wish we
because
had Ja.
there was a rumor saying that Memphis was going to get Garland and we was going to get Ja Morant.
Right.
And I'm like, oh
they
my
did
goodness.
come off the same. So I guess you can't be too mad. We got Garland in that draft. But Ja, he really is what Derrick Rose was before the injury. I mean, I honestly don't know who was better, Ja or Prime Derrick Rose, because they're both different. I mean, Derrick Rose Prime might have been better because Derrick Rose is really different, but Ja's the stuff he does is just insane. I mean, he floats through the air like Derrick Rose was and everything. Like that's it. That's who I always compare.
That's who he plays like.
He's a prime Derrick Rose.
Yeah,
he's just unstoppable. He's really ridiculous. Like it's honestly insane. So I think he might get the MVP this year.
yeah.
I think it might go to him, especially if the Grizzlies make the playoffs. I think he will get it.
I like tonight's a big game, man. It's gonna test us. We're going against the best team in the East, um, the Milwaukee Bucks. It's gonna be.
Isn't Chris Middleton back?
Yeah, Chris Middleton's back. The Bucks is healthy. The Cavs should be healthy.
Well,
I want to see how Mobley and Allen handles Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's
it'll be tough. I honestly I'm still waiting to see our team fully when we get Rubio back. Cause
Rubio and Dean Wade, right? Dean Wade.
Yeah, I
Rubio.
think he's been out, but I'm more excited. Dean Wade's played something this season. I'm more like I think Rubio is what's really gonna help this team a lot. Because think when he was playing last year, we were in the top 3 in the Eastern Conference still when he was playing before he got injured. He was running that offense so well, and I think adding him and taking the load off Mitchell and Garland and letting them rest more during the game is only gonna. I mean, when you can have a more rested Mitchell and Garland in that fourth quarter, you let Rubio take most of that third quarter and let Mitchell and Garland rest up. Because you can trust Rubio out there. He proved that last season. You can trust him to get out there, run the offense, and make the right plays. You let them rest up for that fourth quarter, it's just gonna be ridiculous. Like, I think he's really gonna help. Like that.
He's gonna open the team up a little bit.
That's gonna really put us at an elite level, and he'll be back soon. I'm pretty sure he's coming back in January. They said he's running 5-on-5s right now, so he's getting there. He's been running with I think they said our G League team can't in charge. He's been playing 5-on-5 against them, so he'll be back soon. I'm almost positive. I'm pretty sure he'll end up being back next month.
I have a public service announcement. Isaac Okoro, you have been playing better than what I had expected the last few games. I still think you should not be on the Cavs, but keep it up. I'm rooting for you. Woo woo. Excited. But people say, oh, Isaac Okoro is playing great. Okay, 12 points is great, right? I can get 12 points.
Yeah, but when it comes to like Isaac Okoro, that's really all you need from him.
Right, 12 points.
That's really all you need is for him to average about 10 a game.
And that's what I want to see. He don't do that. He averaged 2 points a game. 2 points. He'll be wide open for a 3. Doom.
Because when you got guys like when you got Garland, Mitchell, Allen, and Mobley, who are all averaging 15 and up, you don't need another guy. You don't need your whole starting 5 out there averaging 20. Like, especially when you got Mitchell. Like Mitchell is I'm pretty sure the last 5 games he's averaging like 32 or something like.
Yeah, Mitchell going insane. He the best 6'1" guard I've ever seen. I never seen no 6'1".
It's kind of crazy. He has a lot of bounce. Like I wonder what if he had a couple inches, because he posterized people now. So if he had a couple inches, he'd be really scary in that hole. I mean, he already is, but it's crazy to think he's still. I think he really is only 6'1". So
Yeah,
if he had some more height to him, he'd be dunking on everyone.
he has elite footwork. His
Yeah.
footwork is out of control. Like,
That step back he hit the other game
Mhm.
was like absolutely ridiculous. Like, yeah, I think it was like in the late fourth quarter too. He had a nasty step back against the Jazz. Like it was nasty for a three.
and if you watch him, he reminds me of like the basketball version of Amari Cooper, a route runner. He got good footwork, you know, good ball control,
Yeah.
you know. So when he goes to the
He's
hole, he does it real smooth where he knows how to plant his feet the right way, and that's
no
important
Mitchell. He's definitely
because him and Garland the same height. I think Garland might weigh a little bit more than him.
Mitchell's definitely he's beyond elite, and getting him in this off season was
A big move.
that was huge, huge. I mean, giving us they literally got exactly what we needed. Like leaving at the end of our season last year, I just kept saying we just need a guy who can score. Who we need a guy who can go get us a bucket when we need it. Because I was at that game against the Hawks, that playing game when we lost and we lost that lead and stuff. One, Trey Young caught fire and we couldn't stop him. But two, no one could score because Garland. They would just double team Garland or something, and no one else could score. And so all I kept saying is we need to find a guy, whether that's hoping Colin Sexton can get that or whatever. We need another guy who could get out there and get you a bucket when you need a bucket. And then they went and they got even better than that. They got Mitchell, who's
I was talking to somebody and I was like, see, Marketing is playing like one of the best power forwards in the NBA.
he was the only one I was salty about losing because man, that
just
sucked.
just imagine if we didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell and everybody's saying Colin Sexton and Donovan play the same. No, they don't. No, they don't.
No.
But Marketing, would you think they would have a better lineup if they would have had Marketing?
No, because I think Mitchell is just too elite. He's Marketing is playing really good. He played good last season. I knew he was going to play good this year. I mean,
I didn't know he was gonna be like all-star good. He's playing like
last year he was playing really good for us. I mean, he was he was really a very underrated player in the league last year. There's a lot of his 3-point shot is really he's really got a shot on it. So I knew it was gonna suck losing him, but at the end of the day, like Mitchell is just another level. So you can't really pass that up. When you got a chance to get a player like Mitchell, you have to get him because he, as you see, he takes his team to another level.
Right.
And we're sitting in that third spot in the Eastern Conference right now, and I guess we'll see if we stay in that or move up. I think there's a shot once we get Rubio back, we might sneak into that second seed, but I don't know.
Who's second seed right now? Boston?
No, I think the Bucks are. I think Boston's number 1. But I think we're all separated by like 3 or 4 games.
Boston's number 1?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. By
we beat Boston twice, so I ain't worried about Boston.
We can beat Boston. In the 7-game series, I think we can beat Boston. It's the Bucks. The Bucks are the only team in the East.
We can't beat the Bucks. I'm sorry, not no 7.
The Bucks are the only team in the East that I'm really. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm scared about like a lot of teams, but like the Celtics, they put fear in me. I'm like, man, I don't want to see them, but I think we would beat. I really do think we beat them in a 7-game series.
They don't have no big man that can
play our big man. Also, the thing is, when we did play them, their big man was hurt. What's his name?
Robert Williams.
Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah. He's back now, but
and
he played. I'm not worried about Al Horford, but Robert Williams played good in the playoffs last year for them, and he was hurt against us. But I think that we could beat them in 7-game series. I think it'll be a tough series, but I think we beat them. And the Bucks, though, that's the one team in the East who I honestly don't know if we could beat the 7-game series.
Oh, I agree.
They are. I mean,
they're the best defensive team in the NBA.
It's not even just that. I don't know how you could stop Giannis. Like, he's just literally unstoppable. I don't know how you would stop Giannis. Like, I really don't know how you would.
Then Chris Middleton, when he gets in his groove, He's hard to handle. You know,
And they have Lopez.
Lopez. Then they got
So I
True
mean,
Holiday.
yeah, they. I mean, they just have a full on squad, but it's more Giannis like down where I don't understand how you would stop him in a 7-game series. So
Right.
I think that's the one team I'm hoping we don't have to see them until the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm
Yeah,
really
same here.
hoping because I don't know how we beat them.
Same. Yeah.
It'll be tough.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be tough,
It's
man.
gonna be
This was a
tough.
great show. I
Yeah.
didn't have to go off on nobody. I didn't have to do nothing. You didn't cry this
Yeah.
time. Like last time, you know, he cried. He cried for the Browns. Even though it was me, but he cried. He
We
cried.
got Ohio State coming up soon. We'll save that for
Oh,
another episode.
Yes, the next
But-
episode we're definitely
Yeah,
big on
'cause
Ohio State.
After next episode will be the week before the game. Wait.
Next episode, yeah.
Yeah,
They play
next
on the-
episode.
They play on the
'cause
first, right?
No, we play New Year's Eve. So next
31st.
episode will be the last episode before the game.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Big Ohio. So we're just gonna have
Yeah, we'll probably do a full
We're gonna
episode.
go live. Ohio State
We'll have to
blowout.
go full on.
We're gonna have some snacks that day, right? Brian, we should have some snacks and pizza. Something.
Next episode. The next episode will have to be a full Ohio State preview.
A whole
before
thing.
Georgia.
Ohio State. We're gonna have the highlights. And we're gonna have Georgia. We're gonna have Jalen Carter. I'm
And
trying.
then the week after that, hopefully we won't be sad.
You know what? We're gonna try to get somebody from Georgia and try to like talk to them and see what their perspective is of Ohio State. So I think we should do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a great show.
What?
Yeah, we back in business. You know, we like peanut butter and jelly. I don't know which one is peanut butter or which one is jelly, but you know how it is. Kobe and Shaq, Scotty and Jordan. You know, I'm Jordan. But no, I'm just playing. He's Jordan. That was it, y'all. Thank y'all for watching.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yes. Like, comment, and subscribe too, because I know some of y'all don't do it. Y'all just watch. I'm looking at y'all. All right, y'all. We out. Come on, Ray.
Peace.